My boyfriend said he had a business trip in Miami, but I noticed he kept turning off his location on Snapchat. I downloaded a second phone, made a fake account, and started talking to him. Within 3 days, he said, "Let's meet, but no cameras." I booked the table, showed up dressed like the girl he thought he was meeting, sat down across from him, and said, "Funny. You look different than you do on my phone." He left without his wallet. I left with the video. My name's Tara. I'm 28. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. Up until about 3 weeks ago, I thought I was building a future with my boyfriend, Brandon. He's 31, works in logistics, moving freight, warehousing stuff. We'd been together almost 2 years. We talked about buying a place, even getting a dog together. We already kind of shared mine. I trusted him. That's the part that really stings the most. 2 months ago, Brandon tells me he has to go to Miami for a few meetings. Supposedly, he's trying to land a big deal that could mean a promotion. I was genuinely happy for him. I even packed him a little snack bag for the flight. Told him to text me when he landed. At first, everything seemed normal. He texted when he landed, sent a selfie from the rental car, even FaceTimed me from his hotel room. But something started to feel off fast. He always had his Snapchat location shared with me, his idea, not mine. I barely even checked it unless we were meeting up somewhere. But one night, I just had a bad feeling. So I opened Snapchat. No location. Gone. When he finally texted back hours later, he said his battery died. Sounded fine, right? Except the next night, same thing. And the night after that? Bad Wi-Fi. Too tired. Long day. I'm not proud of this, but I started checking his Instagram likes too. Girls in bikinis. Tagging Miami hotspots. Not a single photo of him, of course, but still. One night, I called him around 10 p.m. He picked up, but it was loud. Music, people laughing. I asked, "Where are you?" He said, "In my room." I said, "Really? Sounds loud." He said, "TV's on." Lies. My gut wasn't just whispering anymore, it was screaming. I decided to get serious. I went to Walmart the next morning and bought a prepaid phone. $50. Cheap, but it worked. I made a fake Instagram and a fake Snapchat. I called her Sierra. Blonde hair, beach pictures, flirty captions. I stole the pics from a small Tampa influencer who only had about 3,000 followers. Enough to seem real but not famous enough to get caught right away. I posted a few stories. A fake lunch by the beach, a fake Starbucks selfie. Made sure the Snap map showed Miami. Then I added him. Within an hour, he added Sierra back. Within 2 hours, he was sliding into DMs. "Damn, you're stunning. Here for business or pleasure?" I played dumb. "Pleasure," winky face. "What about you?" I sat on my couch, shaking with anger, pretending to flirt with the man I thought loved me. The next day, he got bolder. "Wish we could link up. You seem different from girls here. And finally, let's meet. But no cameras. Don't post anything. No cameras." He really thought he was someone important. What a joke. He picked the place, some rooftop bar in Brickell called Sky Bar. Fancy spot. $18 cocktails. Linen napkins. The whole deal. I booked the table myself under the name Sierra. I even called ahead and asked for a booth with a little privacy, said I wanted it to be special. They were happy to help. Then I got ready. I wore a tight black dress. Something I'd never wear around him. 6-inch red heels. Red lipstick. Curled my hair different. Big sunglasses, even though it was dark out. I looked exactly like the girl he thought he was about to screw over. I parked 2 blocks away and walked in. And there he was. Sitting at a corner booth. Dressed casual but expensive. Designer jeans, a pressed white button-up, no socks with his loafers. Typical Miami tool look. He kept glancing at his phone. Smirking. Probably texting Sierra about how hot he thought she was gonna be. I took a deep breath, walked straight up, and sat across from him. When he looked up and saw my face without the sunglasses, his whole body jolted like he got tossed. I leaned forward, smiled, and said, "Funny. You look different than you do on my phone." He didn't say a word. He just stood up so fast he knocked over his chair. His wallet and his phone went flying onto the table. He panicked, grabbed his phone, and bolted toward the exit. Forgot his wallet. I stayed sitting there for a second, letting everyone stare. I picked up his wallet, calmly put it in my bag, and called over the waiter. I ordered one more drink. Brandon's tab was still open after all. I filmed everything from the little camera tucked inside my clutch. A full 10-minute video of him panicking like a guilty little boy. After I finished my drink, on his tab, I slipped his wallet into my purse and left. I wasn't scared. I wasn't even shaking. I felt calm. Dead calm. I knew Brandon was probably freaking out somewhere, maybe hiding in a parking garage like a coward. I didn't care. I had bigger plans. The minute I got back to my rental car, I took out his wallet. Nothing too crazy in there. Driver's license, 2 credit cards, some cash, a business card for his logistics company, and a hotel room key card. Bingo. I thought about it for a second. Should I? Should I really go that far? Then I remembered him whispering to Sierra about meeting up in secret, about no cameras, about treating me like a fool. And, just like that, the choice was easy. I drove straight to the hotel, some big flashy place near the water. His room was under his name. No one at the desk even questioned me when I walked past in heels and a tight dress. The keycard worked. When I stepped inside, it was like walking into a cheap movie scene. Clothes everywhere. 2 champagne glasses on the table. Lipstick-stained napkin tossed on the floor. He wasn't just planning to cheat. He already had. I didn't cry. Not even a little. I just took out my phone and started recording everything. The glasses. The napkin. The clothes. I panned the whole room. In the middle of the bed was a gift bag with Victoria's Secret tissue paper sticking out of it. I peeked inside. Lingerie. Tags still on. Not my size either. I didn't stay long. I wasn't about to get caught up in whatever garbage he was pulling. I filmed what I needed. Then I grabbed something else, a cheap chain bracelet sitting on the nightstand. Women's bracelet. Again, not mine. Evidence. I slipped it into my purse along with his wallet and walked right out. Still no tears. Still no second guessing. When I got back to my Airbnb, I started planning the next step. This wasn't going to be a simple block his number breakup. No. He was going to feel it. First, I made backup copies of everything. The video of him at the restaurant, the hotel room walkthrough, even screenshots of our fake Sierra conversation. Sent it all to a private email I made just for this. Then I packed up all his things that he left at my place back home. Toothbrush, chargers, hoodie, cologne. I threw it all into a big black trash bag. Except the hoodie. That one I had a special plan for. The next morning, I texted him from my real number. "You left your wallet. I'll be at Cafe Vita at noon. Come alone." Simple. No threats. No warnings. He texted back about a minute later. "WTF Tara, what are you doing? You're crazy. This is harassment." I didn't answer. At exactly noon, I sat outside Cafe Vita in Miami, wearing a t-shirt, jeans, and sunglasses. Calm. Normal. The black trash bag with all his stuff sat at my feet. He showed up 10 minutes late, looking like hell pale, sweaty, sunglasses on even though it was cloudy. He tried to pull some tough guy act when he sat down. "You're blowing this out of proportion." It was nothing. I had a few drinks. Everyone flirts a little on trips. I said nothing, just slid his wallet across the table. He grabbed it, almost like he thought that would be the end of it. Then I pulled out the flash drive. Small. Silver. Set it right on top of his wallet. "That's for your boss. And your mom. And whoever else wants to know who you really are. He froze. I leaned in, smiling for the first time all day. You should be more careful about sharing your location, Brandon. Then I stood up, handed him the trash bag, and walked away. When I walked away from Cafe Vita, I thought it was over. I thought handing him that flash drive would be the final blow. But the next morning, my phone started blowing up. Not from Brandon. From numbers I didn't know. Blocked calls, weird texts, threats. Stuff like, "You're gonna regret this. Hope you have a good lawyer. You think you're smart, bitch?" It didn't take long to figure it out. Brandon had told some of his Miami buddies, or worse, some of his side pieces, that I was crazy. That I was stalking him. Typical. At first, I ignored it. But then it started getting worse. Someone slashed 2 tires on the rental car. Someone followed me when I walked to a coffee shop 2 blocks from my Airbnb. I caught them in the reflection of the glass, 2 guys in a dark SUV. That's when I realized Brandon wasn't just panicking. He was trying to scare me. And honestly, for the first time, I felt a little scared. But fear wasn't enough to make me stop. I changed Airbnbs. I got a burner SIM card and swapped phones again. I even paid cash for everything. While I laid low, I spent my nights digging into Brandon's life more than I ever had when we were together. I found out things he never told me, like the fact that his company's Miami branch was run by a man who happened to be his uncle, and that they were already under investigation for financial fraud. Like the fact that Brandon wasn't just some innocent logistics manager, he was helping move special shipments for cash under the table. And guess what? Some of those business trips weren't even business. They were cover for partying, hooking up, laundering dirty money. I had stumbled into something way bigger than a simple cheating scandal. I had 2 choices. I could run home, pretend it never happened, let it rot me out from the inside. Or I could destroy him properly. You already know what I chose. First, I gathered all my proof. Everything from the fake Sierra conversations, the video of him fleeing the restaurant, the hotel room walkthrough, even screenshots of his shady cash transactions I found on an old Venmo history he forgot to lock down. Second, I packaged it all neatly. 3 folders. 1 labeled infidelity, 1 labeled criminal activity, 1 labeled internal company violations. I made 5 USB copies. And then I sent them out. 1 to his company's HR department. 1 to the Florida Department of Financial Regulation. 1 to his mother. Yes, his mother, because Brandon cared about her opinion more than anyone else. 1 to a local Miami reporter who specialized in financial scandals. And the 5th? I kept that one, just in case. It took 2 days for everything to start falling apart. First, Brandon's company suspended him. Then the reporter started sniffing around, calling the logistics firm for comment. And finally, his mother, sweet, church-going Mrs. Daniels, posted on Facebook a long post about betrayal, shame, and the evil that hides behind a smile. It got shared over 400 times. Brandon's whole life was crashing faster than I could keep up with. But that's when something happened I didn't expect. He showed up at my new Airbnb, banging on the door, yelling, begging, "Tara, please. Please, let's just talk. We can fix this. You're ruining my life." No more fake tough guy. No more smirking. Just a broken man, standing in the rain. I almost opened the door. Almost. But then I remembered the messages. The threats. The way he treated me like I was nothing. I stayed silent, crouched behind the sofa, clutching a kitchen knife just in case he tried to force his way in. After an hour, he left. Or so I thought. The next morning when I opened the door to leave, there was something shoved under it. A note, handwritten, shaking letters, "You win. I hope you're happy." And a little gold bracelet. The same one I found in his hotel room, except this time, it was snapped in half. I stared at that snapped bracelet for a long time. It wasn't about him anymore. It wasn't about catching him, exposing him, even ruining him. It was about me. About the part of me that let it get this far. That ignored the little signs. That made excuses because I loved him. It made me sick. And I realized, if I stopped now, if I just let it end with a snapped bracelet and a few ruined careers, it would still feel unfinished. Because deep down, I hadn't made him face what he did. Not really. I made one last move. I took the flash drive, the original one, and sent an anonymous copy to the Miami Police Department. But not just about the cheating or the fraud. I included everything I had on the shady cash shipments, the off-book transfers, names, dates, screenshots. I signed it with a simple note. Protect the ones who don't know they're being used. Then I packed my things, turned in the rental car, and left Miami for good. 3 weeks later, I heard from a friend back home who still had mutual friends with Brandon's circle. He'd been arrested. Not for cheating. Not for lying. But for tax evasion, conspiracy, and money laundering. His company disowned him. His so-called friends disappeared overnight. His mother even disowned him, publicly posted that she was praying for justice. He lost everything. The car, the apartment, the 6-figure salary, even his reputation. Gone. And me? I moved back to Charlotte. Got a new apartment. Got a new number. Cut off everyone who knew him. I even got a dog of my own, one he never got to meet. I wish I could say I felt pure joy watching it all happen. But honestly, I just felt tired. Tired that I ever let someone like that get so close to my heart. Tired that I had to crawl through the mud just to find the truth. Tired of pretending that love should excuse betrayal. In the end, Brandon wasn't the only one who made mistakes. I made mine too. Trusting too easily. Forgiving too fast. Letting someone tell me who I was instead of remembering who I am. But here's the thing, I learned. I fought back. I finished it. And that's more than Brandon can say.